Right, it's 4:30, let's call the meeting to order. Just let the record show that the meeting's being video and audio recorded and will be posted to the city's YouTube account. First item on the agenda is an approval of the minutes of the June 9th meeting.
Make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Old business, commission policies, if everybody had a chance to review them. Are there any additional changes and modifications to them? Hearing none, then we have a motion to accept them.
Makes motion that we accept the golf course commission policies revised 2023.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We'll post that to our website. On the new business, Ed Blanchard would like to speak.
Ed Blanchard, 23 East Common Pond Road, the great town of Hubbardston. Yeah, normally I would not have to come before you because Bob Benning was always my friend for so many years. And if I had a question, I could just ask Bob. And I'm speaking today for myself and not for the 14 people who play on Wednesday from 10:30 for 3 TPMs. But I wanted to ask the commission what the rationale was of charging $20 per member from our group for the tea times that we have had for 50 years. And only 35 have I been there, but for a long time. Not that you own everything forever, but we just, our group has always tried to support the club as much as possible, and we worked hard on that 16th hole, I think, to get that driveway done. But just wanted to know the commission's rationale for charging $20 for a tea time. Because most all of us in the group are members.
Yeah.
Well, I think what the discussion that led to December's decision to implement those policies was to try to support all 3 businesses in town, including Todd. I think you're talking about the meal as well.
Go ahead, that's my second question, but right now.
Yeah, okay, so.
Just on the $20.
$20
for a tea time.
Last year, we did $5, and we only did it for the afternoon leagues. So it's nothing that's brand spanking new from what happened. But this year, motion was made, I don't know who did it in December, to raise and to include all groups that were pre-booked, including the doctors, including the Thursday morning guys, and there's another group on Wednesday that also is due that fee as well. To include everybody that had, because as I see it, it's a benefit.
It's a service.
It's a service and a benefit. You are allotted those times for the season, and we even get them from the ladies that have been there equally as long as you guys, so that you're not calling in or on the computer trying to get 3 or 4 tea times in a row. Because back in the days when it was first come first served, you guys got there and you were always guaranteed to be on the other. Now we're calling and we're on a computer. If it's put to a test, any group probably won't be back to that on the T sheet.
So it's for income generation?
It's not really for that. I think it's just, because you are getting preferred tea times. And, with some of the other groups that are also getting those, preferred tea times, some of them are non-members. So, we had some members that were complaining because they wanted those tea times and they couldn't get them during the week. So that's why we're assessing a fee for it. We did this, I don't remember how many years ago, probably 10 years ago. We sold out the Saturday tea times for $50 a person. And, people complained about it, so then we kind of went back on it. That's kind of the rationale.
I look at it as a service that you're getting. You don't have to go on every week and go book those tea times every week. So $1 a week or whatever it is, not have to do that for 20 weeks, I think is a reasonable fee to charge people to get that service.
What, doesn't the course look at it that you've got a guaranteed 3 tea times for the total season?
Until you get 800 members, and there's this big of a window to play golf, and they see 15 guys, and 15 guys, and 15 guys, and what's that, 45 out of 800, and they go, these guys are paying $5, or $0 in this case, but $5 for those tee times. When's my group get it? Why can't I have a 905 every single Wednesday for the entire year? So it was $5 for some people. Let's say that just to make it fair, it was $5 for everybody. It's a 1981 price. $5 should be $20. Everything else has gone up more than 4 times. So the 5 was always there. The 20 is what the price should be. And it was basically hearing complaints from members who said, I want to play that time too. Why can't I play that time? So 800 people, you can't show it. Basically, it was favoritism, is what it was. It was fine when there weren't that many members, or the members basically were the majority of all the tee times.
And we have taking Wednesday afternoons, for example, we have 3 leagues that pre-book their leagues on Wednesday afternoons and take up 75% of the tee, as you know, I'm trying to book.
Just trying to book for Wednesday.
And that's not the majority of people.
It's impossible to book for Wednesday if you're trying to get a league match and you're trying to schedule on your own. So, you know, and a lot of those leagues have a lot of non-members in it. So that, yes, we get greens fee from them, we understand we get the revenue source, but also to make things, you know, not fair or level, but these guys also pay an additional $20 on top so that they can have those blocks. Because, you know, those leagues are 10, 12 groups, and they're never going to get 10, 12 groups in a row. Trying to call them, trying to do it on the computer.
Does that answer the
Well,
question?
there's no grandfathering, basically, of tee times that have been there. And does the commission plan to do this next year so that we can plan?
I think.
I would assume it's gonna continue.
Yeah, I thought the thought process that we went on this was agreed, we would let it continue for this year, and then revisit it as we go into the winter.
Can't grandfather a municipality. That's the biggest thing. Somebody privately owned the golf course, make it what they want. You can do anything you want in the bowling alley, but it has to be the same for everybody. Whether
It's not a need for preferential treatment. It's kind of hard to justify preferential treatment to the people that aren't getting preferential treatment.
correct.
And that doesn't say we aren't very grateful for what you guys raised for the 16th, and you know, but we also have
Right, yeah.
other people that have donated for various reasons too, so it's just kind of across the board level, so there's.
We certainly weren't trying to ruffle feathers or upset anybody. It was just how do we make it as fair as we can.
Have you had much other feedback on
I don't think anybody likes paying more money in general.
Okay, yeah.
We deal with complaints all day, every day. And we're at 700 members right
it?
now.
Well, it's especially tough for me because I have my original blueberry money. So. I can tell you. The second question is regarding the regulation that people who play tournaments must use the restaurant upstairs at a fixed price. I'm not sure I didn't have the whole regulation down, but I had asked you, I think at one time when that originally came out, whether a municipality can set a regulation that gives preferential treatment to an outside corporation.
That's something that the city solicitor is looking at right now.
Hmm?
The city solicitor is looking at that as to whether or not we should do that. So,
We're not mandating that people pay that $15, but if they want blocked out tee times, it's not fair to the restaurant to contract with the city and then block out all tee times where their business would come from, and now they get no business because we blocked it out. It's just being fair to the restaurant and everybody.
Yeah, I think, you know, in my opinion, I don't know, I agree, but we're stronger as a golf course with successful restaurants out there. I really do. I think we are in, not trouble, but if we don't have a viable restaurant out there, we take a hit as far as people that would come to travel to play with us.
Yeah, so it's doable, right? It's really making sure the restaurant, especially on a Saturday when, you know, if you have some of these tournaments where they're not spending a whole lot of money with the golf course, but we're tying up their whole day on Saturday. We only have so many days to make money at a restaurant at the golf course, Saturday being one of them. So having it shut down and people kind of going to dinner afterwards and bringing their own beers, which happens all the time, you need to make sure that those Saturdays you can make a little bit of money too.
So when will you hear from the city solicitor of that?
Yeah, which is the attorney.
Yeah, well, that's really my main question. Can you,
Yep.
can a municipality, because I've been in
Yeah, he was
public
here
service for
that,
quite a while.
he was here that last meeting. I just gotta give him a call, find out where he's at on that. So.
And you plan on doing that next year as well?
We said this year we revisit it and see
Revisit it, and review it.
see how it went. So it's not set in stone, right? It's not.
No.
It's this year and.
Yep.
Correct.
Because the way our group works is, we have a chairman every week, and it keeps shifting around from one guy to the next, and we've been doing this for 50 years. The chairman always sets up who plays with who, and handicaps and all that, and then decides where we're gonna go to eat afterwards. And we certainly like having it upstairs. Some of our members are getting elderly, so it's not easy to get there.
I know.
And
I
down.
wish I could change that.
I think it's probably more difficult coming down.
Oh, it is. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we've been to 4 restaurants in probably the last 10 years. And my understanding is Zoe's is the only one who bid on the restaurant this year. And it was questionable whether he's even going to do that. If we lose the restaurant,
Nobody bid other than.
Nobody.
I think it's been that way for several bids too.
yeah.
And he helps us out a lot. He maintains all that equipment. He does all that stuff inside that we used to have to do.
Yeah.
So to lose him would be huge for the golf course.
He cleans the bathrooms, the whole bit, right?
Yeah.
Things like, for instance, this year he had provided a refrigerator, a new dishwasher, right? So.
We used to have to go up and fix all that stuff.
We used to pay for it.
Yeah, so the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had to build that walk-in cooler outdoors last year, and he just put a lot of money into that restaurant.
All right, well, thank you for the information, and I appreciate it, and if
When
not
I hear
here,
from the city solicitor, I'll let you know.
I was just gonna ask you something. Thank you.
I'll give you a call.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for.
Everybody stay cool.
Dan, your update?
I really don't have much. Trying to get through the week. Last week was phenomenal. For me, it was $46,000, and that was barely a membership in there. So Juneteenth will probably be turned into a holiday read going forward because it was a zoo. And yesterday was pretty good too. So that's probably one of the highest weeks I can remember for a weekly revenue. Nothing, no memberships whatsoever. But
Oh, wow.
yeah.
So is this green fees and cars?
Green fees, the Cushing golf fees in there, but yeah, most of it's green fees and cards. So it was great. We were flipping cards all weekend long,
Mm. I noticed that.
the heat, so. Other than that, I really don't have much.
Any questions for Dan? Still looking for the cost of the uniforms?
Yeah, I texted him today, and he said, "Oh, I didn't send it to you." I said, "No, you didn't." He said, "I'm out today, I'll send it to you tomorrow, so I'll email it to you guys when I get it, so.
All right.
I have nothing. It's hot. It's not raining.
How's the project?
You gotta ask the DEP on that. We're spending more money, not getting anything done.
They give you any kind of timeline?
No, they want more. Do you have the numbers on there?
I have the numbers, it's
Ballpark.
9,200, but there's no dates on it.
No, so there's an outside firm that has to do more testing. To the tune of just about another $10,000.
For testing? Wow. Okay.
Sampling, labs and all those things.
So that'll be a $80,000 pipe, probably by the time we're done.
And that will probably be for this year or of next year's
I
budget.
want to ask you.
I can always have them encumber it.
And in the meantime, we're fluoridating the golf course is perfect.
What's that, what you say?
Fluoride.
Florida rates.
correspondence, commission comments or reports? Mike, you got anything?
I just want to thank Rep. Zlotnick. He did look into that pipe issue for us and did get, some answers on what to do next, so I appreciate that from him.
Absolutely.
You have anything?
I do. I wanted to talk about the Zoe Nine Dime tournament that's just been posted. So I just want clarification. It's $40 per person. And do they pay the $20 because it is a reserved tee time plus?
No, just, that's for the Saturday afternoon stuff. That's all.
Well, the other thing, part of that is, we have members that have a restricted, time, on the weekends. They can only play 1 o'clock on, and also the juniors, they can play 2 o'clock on. So if we have this tournament at 3 o'clock, that eliminates, restricts those people.
About an hour at times. If he.
Well, that gives them a 2-hour window to play, those people with restricted memberships. And also the juniors, it gives them an hour to play. So maybe you can move this to 5 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think, I'd like to know, are they gonna pay you for their, reserved tee times, which they should? Because it is.
Todd and I discussed that. Saturday afternoon is very slow typically.
Well, I think we should look at it. I mean, everyone's telling me that the tee times are, booked solid, so, every single day, so now.
Saturday afternoons are slow. Sunday afternoons are crazy. Yeah, so I mean, Todd wanted to try something like that to again support himself and try to get some business upstairs, give us some money for the tea times that aren't taken.
Well, I think it's unfair for the, members that have a restricted, time and they can play for 2 hours on a Saturday afternoon.
You can also play after the tournament as well.
Well,
I'm just,
before, right.
How do we charge the people for that? 'Cause like if I'm only gonna play 1 week
Right.
and you're gonna play 1 week, you're gonna play 1 week.
Well, I think too, with those type of tournaments, we were charging $5 for the preferred tee times. Like for instance, when I do the Elks tournament.
Correct.
He's gonna charge me $5 for each person that plays, to book my tee times, to book my block of tee times.
Yeah, that tournament fee's always been $5.
So what you're talking about, I mean, like Mike's even saying, if he's only gonna play one week, he's not gonna pay $20.
No, that's
Whereas
season reserve.
the ones that have preferred tee times now, they're just for like 20 weeks or 15 weeks or how many weeks, that they want to
But
play.
not all of them play every week.
Correct.
Like
But
the
that's their
doctors
choice.
or-
That's
or
their
whatever.
choice.
Would be these people's choice as well.
Have we had people actually complain to you about it?
Pardon?
Have we had people actually complain to you about it? Have you received complaints about that already? Or?
No, this
Okay.
is just my
Right.
feeling about it.
No, I
That's
understand.
okay.
What if,
understand.
if you have a membership and you go up to play on a Saturday, you want to play on a Saturday at 3 o'clock, that's like, I'm sorry, it's a tournament, weekly tournament.
Is this capped at a number of people? Can they have unlimited?
Yeah, right now we have 8 tea times blocked and he'll be back by tomorrow. And so whatever he does, he usually gets opened back up. Something that's experimental. He said if it doesn't run, it's not gonna run. He said his night is very slow on Saturday nights, so he's trying to help himself out with a little business upstairs. He may do something small this week, maybe just.
Well, I think we have to consider the impact of our members as well.
Yeah, like I said, I have not got any complaints, about that at all.
I think it just came out.
Yeah, he put it out a week and a half ago. I just sent an email.
You just sent the email, right, but people didn't know about it.
So.
Maybe you can move it.
Keep a pulse on it and see if,
Sure.
if it's becoming an issue.
Yeah. I just thought I'd bring it up. in
Yep.
case,
That's fine.
Yeah, so again, I want to thank the pro shop and maintenance staff for everything you do to keep the golf course running. And I'm curious, is there anything we as the commissioner, or me as a person can do to ease your burden or support you better than we have?
I know, nothing comes outside mine.
No, we get paid to do our jobs. You guys are good.
Thank you.
All right, let's review the financials. So as of right now, so this is probably as of today, I believe. Our revenues are up $1,260,000. Dan says, I don't know if last week's is in here or not. Last week you said was what, 35?
Last week's about 35, this week's 48.
42.
46, sorry.
Today hasn't.
Today's not that number?
No.
Okay, so that does not include today's number.
Yeah, anything.
Okay, can you change? Yeah, so 1.3 plus.
Yeah, so it would be somewhere around probably 1,350 maybe.
Yeah, by the time it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The expenses are at 857, plus the indirect costs of 240, so give us total expenses of $1,097,000, which is, gonna leave us roughly about $163,000 of property surplus for the year. I'll work with John this week to transfer the money to cover these deficits in the budget line items. I think there's enough here to do it.
You haven't got the water bill yet?
No. Nope, they said they were gonna be for 2 years.
Right, we should try to get that, so we can get that cleared up.
I would need that like now.
Can you reach out to somebody at the water department?
Who is it?
I don't know.
Like us?
Just maybe put it through the name and say, hey, I'm waiting on a water bill for 2 years, 4 years.
Do they actually issue a water bill or just send you an email?
No, but it has it all broken down.
Right.
Yeah, different meters.
Yeah, I'll call Chris Hardy in the morning.
Yeah, Chris would be awesome, she would definitely know.
Sure. Because if that needs to get paid, I need to put it in this week to get it for this fiscal.
Okay.
Right. So at least we get it this year, so then we can transfer the money for it. Any questions on the financials? Hearing none, is there a motion to accept?
Make a motion to accept the financials.
And second,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Next meeting,
Write it out.
end of July. Let's go with July 28th. Good for everybody? See a motion to adjourn.
So moved.